So I have the SEC apart. I'm going to be taking out the valve cover gaskets, replacing those with new ones. I'm going to change the spark plugs. I'll check for AMG cams, and then we'll put everything back together and see how the car runs. There's a bit of a rough idle, so I'm assuming it might just be the spark plugs. Sometimes it's as simple as that. Other times it could be fuel related, could be, you know, the injectors, could be fuel filters, could be the ECU, could be all kinds of things. But we'll start with the easy stuff. We'll do the tune-up, and then you know, I'll test drive the car and see how it is. If that fixes the problem, great. If not, we'll have to look a little bit further into what the problem may be. So, as you guys seen last time, I did do the ceramic coating on the car. Since then, I've also detailed the interior. I've conditioned the seats, and that's pretty much all I did. Vacuumed it, conditioned these seats. They're really nice. I did order new switches for the door. These are broken. Next up for the interior is going to be all new wood. As you can see, this wood is faded. These pieces are nice, but the center pieces are faded. The shift knob is not original, so I'll have that swapped out. And yeah, so everything else is great on the car. I did also install a new antenna. I did install a new original Hirschman antenna, and that's working now. Works with the radio that's connected, so it's cool. I did get in touch with the owner prior to the previous owner, so 2 owners before that. He owned this car for 8 years, he said. The car was in his possession in Canada, and pretty much found out that this air horn he installed was out of an MK3 Rabbit. That is a Bosch air horn. The Viper alarm he also installed, but the car did at the time have staggered wheels such as the ones I put on, and everything else was true aside from a few, you know, miscellaneous things. But yeah, I'm curious to see what's hiding under those valve covers. Maybe the third time is going to be a charm on this one. I'm going to go ahead and start on this side, and we'll take that valve cover off and see what's going on there, and take the spark plugs out, take a look at those and replace them, and then same step on the other side. So let's get to work. All right, let's take a look. What the hell? So we'll start with disconnecting these 2 fuel lines. This one here and here. These are going over the valve cover, and we'll just move them out of place. Tricky part is going to be here. Once we slide that up, we should have clearance. If not, then I'll look into disconnecting that line as well. But I don't think I should have to. I've already unplugged this vacuum line that was going here, and you'll just move that out of the way as well. So be careful not to crack it, because this is all very fragile. Then the 10 millimeters, you got 4 of them. Crack those bad boys, and then this whole thing will come out, and then we'll clean it, clean the surface, check for the cams, put the new gasket on, pop the spark plugs off, put the new ones in, and put everything back together, and we should be done with that. So let's get to it. If I can have this camera somehow stay. Okay. First, you're going to want to crack the fuel lines. Probably two 17 millimeter. Let me double check that. No. Yeah, actually it is 17. This guy's a 17, and you're going to want to get another 17 to hold that guy down so you don't open that up. Let's see, perfect. Alright, so you got this 17 holding this down, and then you're going to want to crack it open like so. There we go. There's going to be a little bit of fuel coming out of there, so throw a rag in there. Quicker than that. Not too much fuel in there, it's just from the spider. Our fuel distributor system. Correct this other line now. This one's a little bit tighter. It's got the fuel rails here, but this way will work. Okay. It's broken free. Most of the fuel came out of that first line, so we're good there. There's also a bracket down here. Let me show you guys. It's a 10 mil. Forgot about that guy. I'll put my light on to show you guys a better view here. An extension and a 10, which I had here somewhere. Where is it now? Make sure you drop the screw just like I did. Okay, so now we got these two guys loose. I lied. This is the wrong line. Wow. Well, put that one back. Make sure you tighten it good. Have no leaks. Alright. Now let's loosen the correct line, which is this line. Not the one I told you. There we go. This one's on there. Really good. She goes. I'll put a rag under there. There's a bit of fuel coming out. And that'll give us room. Okay. Now we're in the free, in the clear. Move these out of the way. Put them somewhere here. Let's just put them here. Under this wire. There we go. Move your vacuum line again. And so that is off. Now, this is zip tied to that. That might be okay. Let's see if we could slide this guy out. So let's take these valve covers off. Let's get your 10 which I already had here. You could use an impact to take them off, but when putting them back on, definitely use a ratchet and do it by hand. Don't lose these copper washers. I've had instances where I've dropped the bolt. Luckily I was able to find it, but it was a nightmare. So you gotta watch out with that. I'm a little stuffy as the weather's changing, so my breathing's a little bit heavier. And I'm breathing this fuel in. You probably want to be in a ventilated area. Here we go. I need the swivel. Swivel is here. Get the swivel on. And we'll get that last bolt in the back off. Now we'll see if we can wiggle this valve cover out here. Moment of truth. Okay, so I got it up. I vacuumed it, the area prior from debris. See, I'm already running into a bit of an issue. Gonna want to start with the back end and simultaneously lift this up kind of away. I don't know if this is gonna clear. Alright, so we're a little tight here. This is the issue here. Okay, I got it. Alright. This is exciting. Let's grab the mirror. Some oil spillage on the headers that'll burn off. Just that quick. Alright. There we go. Check it out, guys. Cams are really nice. Now, the moment of truth. Alright, I see. What do I see? I don't know if you guys could see that. I see a Y and a 26. So no sign of AMG on there. So Y26 is what I see. Alright, so all I saw was a Y26. So I don't believe that signifies that this is an AMG cam. Won't. But the car is a Euro motor, has higher displacement, 275 horsepower engine. For this big car is sufficient enough for the highway and cruising. It does have really great pickup. Overall, I'm really happy with it. Cams look great on the plus side. And everything else looks really good. We'll get everything back together. I'll clean up these wires a little bit. And this will be done. I'll have the valve covers done. Then I'll know that there's no leaks coming from the valve covers, as I saw some seepage back there. So let's get back to it. All right, let's try to get this valve cover back in. Now I did go ahead and unscrew the shield here and clean that up. That's where the breather goes. There's a little bit of buildup there. And I figured why not, since I was already in there. Clean this cover off. Now I gotta do this while my daughter is sleeping, so hopefully I could get something done here. Of course, somebody's got a call right now. Call her back. There's that question. How the fuck did I get that out? It would help if you put it on the right way. That's what happens when you're distracted. It's gonna be a lot easier. Wow. That was a stupid mistake on my part. I was wondering why the hell wouldn't that fit? No, the valve cover slipped off. Alright, we got it on. We gotta seat the valve cover gasket back on. It slipped off. Looks like it's slipping off everywhere. It's just what it's doing. Jesus. Gotta be difficult. Okay. Take my mirror and I'm gonna check in the back, see if that gasket is seated how it needs to be. If it's not, then we're gonna have a problem. And it's not seated, if you guys could see that. But I have to fix it. All right. Double check that. Now it's seated nicely everywhere. I don't know if you guys could hear, but my daughter is up. So that's it for right now. Let's go ahead and tighten this final fuel line down. Also good and tight. Double check this one. Kind of stupid spot for this, unless you got a special crow's foot or something. Okay, those are done. So let's get to the spark plugs. It's the EGR valve we're hitting here. This side's a little bit tighter than the other side. Not as easy to get to, but nevertheless not too bad. I got the first one coming out, so curious to see how bad these are. I don't know when they were last changed, or if ever. If they're original, then we'll know they haven't been changed, or if they're aftermarket, then we know they have been changed. Alright, ooh, they are bad. Look at this, guys. These are really bad. Huh. Yeah, these are toast, so new plugs are gonna definitely help the performance of this car. So I'm glad that I opted to do that. This in here somehow. We're going straight back right there. It's precision, guys. First try. Make sure you don't cross thread these. If you ever cross thread them, you're in for a roller coaster of a ride. Alright. Catch this one by hand, tighten it, and go on to the next two. Alright, where's this wrench? And this is also good and tight. Before I forget, don't throw your old spark plugs out, because I already forgot. You have to take the tips off. So these wires have been replaced. They have these screwed on tips to connect a different style plug. So we're going to reuse these. I should be able to fit my hand in there, or not. Oh, there we go. Yes, I was able to thread this guy on, so I'll thread this on. And the other ones I'll do already out of the car. Just got to remember. And that way the wires that we have will plug into these spark plugs without a problem. Alright, let's go ahead and get the cover back on and fire this thing up. Should be all good to go. I did also put in a new air filter, vacuum lines all hooked up, just double check everything. Let's go ahead and crank her over. think I crossed the wires. Alright, I think I got one of the wires wrong. I gotta take this out. Alright guys, so I just did a classic example of what you don't want to do. Stupid mistake. I had the spark plug wires numbered. Two of the pieces of tape fell off of them. Mixed them up, started the car. Was idling all wonky and whatnot. Swapped the 2 wires. Car runs great now. Everything is alright. So I'll go ahead and put out all this back and we'll go for a ride and see how she drives. Alright. Moment of truth. There we go. Nice and steady again. Everything looks good. Idle's a little high right now because the car is cold. Should die down. Alright, let's go for a ride. Nice sunset shot. Take a drive in this thing. See if the spark plugs made a difference in the ride quality. Alright. Seatbelt presenters. The biggest on the range that isn't stolen. My dreams are sensitive, my hopes are called. Seems pretty smooth. Yeah, it's got some nice pickup. Let's see if we could pull out of here. Got some nice pickup. I think the car's running a lot better, but still a little bit of a hiccup when the car's at a stop. There's a surge that happens. It's not the valve for the idle control valve, because I cleaned that out. So it could be the ECU or the EZL, or it could be the injectors. So that's something I gotta look into, but that's a wrap for today, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe.